have a good day, everyone. So today I would like to proceed with chapter 4. This chapter 4 I have already uploaded in your Google Classroom. So check first before you proceed with this video, because you will never understand it later, okay? So here, if you see from the week 4, the folder week 4. Oh sayang, week 4. Okay, now my one student accompany me. See, hi. Okay, so if you see from here, it is just 14 slides, so it's not much. The things that you need to understand from this chapter, it is about only the format. Okay, the format of what? The format of income statement and also balance sheet. So later I will show you lah. Okay, first, for this chapter 4, the first slide is about the time period assumption. So I will start one by one for you to understand. Okay, for each slide, I read. You need to You need to check the slide. Yes, sayang. Okay. Mana? Anak kucing. Okay. Okay, for the time period assumption, the time period or periodicity assumption assume that the economy life of a business can be divided into artificial time periods, generally a month, a quarter or a year. Okay. Okay, if you check the meanings of artificial time period, it is either a month, a quarter or a year. Means your business to be run must have artificial time period. Okay, I will highlight this one. So later you will highlight in your notes lah. Okay, artificial time periods means either a month, a quarter or a year. Okay, so period of less than 1 year, we call it as interim period. Okay, this is the definition, like the terms that you need to know. Okay, artificial time periods either less than 1 year or more than 1 year, we call it artificial time period, as long as you have the period. Okay, either a month, a quarter or a year. But for interim periods where your business been conduct for less than 1 year. Okay, and then the accounting time period of 1 year in length, meaning for 1 year, so we call it as fiscal year. For example, you conduct your business starting 1 January until 31st of December. So we call it as fiscal year, because you conduct your business for a time period of length 1 year. As long as it's 1 year, we call it fiscal year. Okay. Now I will proceed with the revenue recognition period or revenue recognition principle. Okay, for the revenue recognition principle, it is about what product you will sell later. Either you will sell a product or you will sell services. Okay, depend on the background of your business. Okay, so basically the revenue recognition principle state that revenue should be recognized in the accounting period in which it is earned. Means when you get the money and then you will record in that period. Okay, so we call it as revenue recognition. Means you recognize that revenue that you get just now or you earn just now. Okay, in a service. So now for these two, the last 2 point 2 and point 3, it is about either what product or what service you conduct. Either it is a product or it is a service. If it is a service, then the service, then revenue is usually considered to be earned at the time the service is performed lah. Okay, when you have already give or provide the services to your customer, then you can say you have already generate the revenue. So this is about revenue recognition principle. As long as service is performed already, then you can say revenue recognition lah. Okay, and then in a merchandising business or manufacturing business, revenue is usually earned at the time the goods are delivered to the customer. Once you deliver the goods to the customer, then you can say revenue already been recognized or been earned. So basically about this slide, it is about when you will recognize your revenue. For both lah, means for the service and also for the products. Okay, so if for the service, then when the service is performed, then you can say revenue recognized. But for the merchandise, when you deliver the goods that you sell just now to the customer, then you can say you can recognize the revenue. Okay, About the matching principle, actually all of these like revenue recognition, the matching principle and everything I've already teach you in chapter 1. Where about the 8 principle, I think around 8 principle. Okay, so now proceed with the matching principle. Match. You just need to remember the matching principle. It is about match the revenue with the expenses. So here, from the first point, the practice of expense recognition is referred to as the matching principle. Means you want to recognize your expenses. Okay, for the second point, the matching principle dictates that efforts or expenses be matched with the revenue. Means in that period, if you see the figure below, revenue earned this month. Okay, you got, for example, the revenue for that month 100,000 ringgit. For that 100,000 ringgit, you will offset or you will be matched it with the expenses incurred in earning the revenue. Just now you got the revenue, for example, let's check my note. For example, you got revenue on that month, 500 ringgit revenue. So how much expenses incurred to earn that 500 revenue? So now for the matching principle, expenses on that period to earn this 500 revenue, you need to match it together. Okay, so we know actually this 500 revenue you get from these expenses you incurred just now. Okay, so we call it as the matching principle. Okay, for the cash basis of accounting. Okay, for the next slide, cash basis of accounting. Okay, about cash basis concept, it didn't follow GAAP, if you see the figure here. Because of what? Because of revenue recorded only when cash received. Because just now, if you perform the revenue already, you provide already, you deliver already the service or the goods to the customer, then you can say revenue recognized. But for the cash basis of accounting, it is a bit different from that. Because of what? Because revenue only recorded when you receive the cash. Even though you have already performed your revenue or you have already delivered your product, but if you didn't receive the cash yet, then you didn't follow this cash basis of accounting principle. So it means here revenue only recorded only when you get the money from the customer, and then the expenses recorded only when the cash paid. Okay, for example, you need to pay something expenses lah, bill, telephone expenses or whatsoever, but you didn't pay yet. When you didn't pay yet means you didn't follow cash basis of accounting, unless when you have already transferred the money, and then means you follow the cash basis lah. It is about your cash, either it come in or it come out. Okay, so here for the adjusting entries, adjusting entries make the revenue recognition and matching principle happen. Means you need to record the transaction that just now you didn't record yet. Okay, so now basically now it is about like